Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first trending Thursday for the year 2025. Everybody, welcome to the year 2025. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. Yes, I'm just in what one of my grandchildren calls a shacket. It's a shirt and a jacket. That's what he calls flannel, is a shacket. So I am in a flannel today. It is pretty darn cold. It's colder in Ohio than it is here, but it's cold. If you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, folks, please let me know in the chat. Be greatly appreciated. Phyllis says, great top 10 quantum stocks video, Glenn. Would you buy all 10 or just buy the ones that are up? That's a great question. I'm going to look at that portfolio today. Oh, my sound is choppy. Oh, hold on. Let me try to fix that real quick. Hold on. Worked. Let's see if that worked. Let me know. Salute to my VV Nation shoulders that did not believe in the bounce. It worked. All right, that worked. All right, so listen, JD, I think that Santa gave us all a big lump of coal for the Santa rally. I honestly thought that we were going to get one. I think the euphoria of the election really faded away. It really faded away. So QNCCF halted today. Guess what? I jumped into QNCCF today. It was up 17%. I caught about 13% of the move, which was great. Now I'm down like 40% in QNCCF. That was crazy. Am I still holding it? Excuse me, for the time being, I am. I didn't have a lot of money into it. I didn't have a lot of money into it. But when it comes down to the quantum, I don't remember if QNCCF was in there or not. Hold on. Let me check it. I don't remember if I put QNCCF portfolios, my portfolios. I'll show you again in a second. It wasn't that one. Q10 2025 QNCCF was not in there, and it wasn't in there for the right reasons. And the only way I can buy into it, Ryan wasn't able to buy into it in his Webull account. I wasn't able to buy into it into my Robinhood account, but I could buy into it into my Schwab account. All right, so we'll see. What happened, please? The video is frozen. Amir, you may just need to refresh. QNCCF is back up to 124. Again, I held it. Again, I didn't have a lot of money. It was play money. I didn't have a lot of money in it, and so I decided to hold it. QSI dropped and then took off before I got stopped out. Not the Canadian side yet. You can't get it there. Okay, I got you. So what now? Sell. Fireblazer, I'm not in the mindset of selling just quite yet. This is the start to a new year. I think a lot of people are waiting for January 20th to see what's going to happen in the world. We'll all see. I've got my own opinion about it, but we will all see. I know we're looking at the color guard, a lot of red in the price column for 3 days in a row. Even though this was a shortened week, 3 days in a row, the primary wave was still down, but still the majority color. The majority of the color is yellow. Roger says one whale sold $800,000 worth of QNCCF, profit taking. And I think that the reason why we got a lump of coal for Christmas was all for two reasons. Profit taking on the last month of the year, especially with quantum stocks rocking and rolling the way that they did. A lot of people taking profits. And number two, I think that a lot of people are closing out trades for tax purposes, or were calling it out for tax purposes. Marcus says QSI round trip since 2 days ago. I hear you. Should we get out and wait for January 20th? I think that let me get into the software. Let me do that, because I think that that's a great story. That's a great question. Here's the portfolio that I created on the last video. You guys, what, 20? How many views on that video, Clay? How many? What's up, Joy 4? How many views on that last video? It was a lot. Last time I saw it was like 21,000 views. Here's the portfolio that I set up for Tuesday's video. It's up about 0.5% altogether. Up, look at that, almost 3% today. Almost up 3% today. And look at the ROIs. What's moving? Coherent, RGTI, a stock that I really do like in the space. Atom, I think I still own. Qubit. IONQ, I think, is going to be a big player going into the year. So, again, when I usually make a portfolio for the year, there is no stops on it. I live and die by those picks. Tomorrow's video is going to be my top 10 stocks for the year. Wow, Joy started off the year. Look at that. Got us a $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Type the W's in the room. Way to start off the year, Joy. Way to start off the year. How about AILE? Is it good to buy now? I know that was a stock that we were looking at somewhere. I think we were looking at it in the Jockey Club. Let me write that down as a stock for us to take a look at. All right, let me write that down. I don't remember the news behind it or why I liked it, but we did look at it in the Jockey Club. AILE. I will take a look at that. Janice is here. Good afternoon, Janice. I was doing good this AM with Hollow until QNCCF peed in my cornflakes. Ew. That's just nasty. That's not even nasty. That's just straight nasty. NASSY. That's nasty. All right, so I can't believe I read that. That was just horrible. Ew. All right. And even the stocks that are against us right now in the portfolio, remember, this is just day 2 of the portfolio. I started it on the 31st, right? This is just day 2. Even the losses are manageable. ARQQ. I think a lot of these stocks are going to have big moves, but if you watch the video, the whole idea is quantum is only going to be as good as the progress in the space. When more and more companies get involved in the quantum space, you know, I think then quantum's going to have really big moves to the upside. But I do understand that it may have some moves to the downside. WIMI, I like from the holographic perspective in looking at quantum stocks. I do like that. Joy says, you're welcome, Uncle Glenn. Thank you very much for that, by the way. All right. So quickly, we just looked at the quantum portfolio. The one that I started when I did this was one after. Look at that. That was just 12/24. I put this together as another video. WIMI is in there, up 55% overall, and that's since Christmas Eve. 12/24 until right now. So what was that? A week and a day? A week and a day, and 2 days of that we were closed. The market was closed. But QSI, Ryan did a video talking about that stock not actually being a quantum play. If you hadn't watched it yet, I think he did a short on it, or he's going to do something about it, one of the two. But it's got a quantum in the name, so it's taking advantage. It's a protein medical stock overall. WIMI stock offering is coming. There you go, Ritesh. But from the time, Atom, like I said, I do own Coherent. Is actually going to be one of my top stocks for 2025. It's a quantum play. All right, so we'll keep our eyes on that. So make sure you watch tomorrow's video. Tonight's video Ryan has, I'm not sure what he's doing on it, but I do know that the Friday video is going to be my top 10 stocks for 2024. And guess what? I started closing out those portfolios to start up for the new year. My top picks for 2024 were up 24.81%. Notice nothing is in them. I'm starting to close out the 2024 portfolios, but I will keep accounting on a spreadsheet to see what they did. You know, another good play was my undervalued less than 10. Where's that at? Man, I got a lot of portfolios in here. My undervalued less than 10 is somewhere. Lithium, uranium, speculative. Oh, goodness gracious. This is why I got to close them out. Where is it? I know I did it. Undervalued less than 10. Whew. A lot of portfolios. It's in here. Multi-bagger, Glen Todd, decade stocks. That's another one I'm going to keep. 72% on my 3 decade stocks. 3 stocks for the decade. I cannot believe I cannot find. Use the arrow. GLP-1, quantum, speculative, uranium. There it is. Undervalued less than 10, 32% from October 8th. And I am going to do another video next week for you guys that are looking for undervalued. So I'm going to give you my top 10 undervalued stocks less than 10. That's going to be a video for next week. But look at that. 2 months. A little bit more than 2 months, up 32%. I created a search in the VectorVest software to find that. So I'm just putting that out there. Not in the mood, sentiment to buy anything till month end. I hear you, Mr. Simp. I'm okay with letting the market settle in. Remember, the color guard was all about yellow. Yellow, which means be cautious. Not defensive, but be cautious. IEYN, what do you guys think of that company? I'm not going to take any more of your stocks. I'm going to write that one down. IEYEN. I will give you an opportunity to take a look at stocks. Now, understand, you got to put some skin in the game. For every 10 likes we get a stock. For every 10 likes we get, so as you coming in and you're setting in, we got over 250 people. If everyone hit the like button, that'd be 25 stocks, right? If everyone hit the like button, it'd be 25 stocks. So again, for every 10 likes we get, I put up a stock. How often and when do you these lives? When do you do these? We have a live. We do lives every day except for Tuesday. So Monday is a live session at 12. Tuesday, no live session. Wednesday, there's a live session with Ryan and I at 2. Thursday, like you see here, we have Trending Thursday at 2. And on Fridays, we have the mobile app coaching live at 12 o'clock p.m. Hit the bell icon. Lives on Tuesday. We got lives on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I will be doing the International User Group on Saturday. All right. And all of the times are Eastern. Don't forget Disney today. Jazz, you're on my poopy list, and I'm not talking to you anymore. All right. That's all I got to say about that. You know I still love you, Jazz. You know I still love you, but I'm not talking to you right now. All right, let's start off with the market timing graph. Where are we? Look at that. A little bit of a rebound today. Look at that. We stopped right at that level of support sitting at 69.63. Look at our wick today. The low is 69.65, and we're bouncing a little bit. We're still in a channel, all right, but we do have a downtrend from this level of resistance of 71.20. Jazz says, you'll miss me. I always miss you. David says, are gold, uranium shippers good place to be? Or we're near bottom 20 industry. So I'm going to give you, I think, the industries that are going to make money this year. All right? And it's going to be part of my top 10 for tomorrow. I think AI is still going to be on a boom. I think that quantum is going to be iffy. Quantum is going to be iffy. As you saw in the last quantum video, I think the highs are going to be great and the lows are going to be low. But I think what's going to drive quantum this year is going to be advances. Now that it's on everybody's radar, Janice, I'm mad at you for talking to Jazz. It's as long as it's on everybody's radar, I think Ryan and I throughout the year will give you opportunities to continue taking advantage of quantum. All right. So AI, quantum, I think Bitcoin has a big year this year. All right. I think Bitcoin, type a 1 if you agree with that. I think with all of the eyeballs on Bitcoin, I think you're going to have an incoming president that's going to be big on Bitcoin or on crypto. And JD says no. Lee says no. All right. Again, Jake, hold off on your stocks. The liquid gas, electric vehicles and clean energy, says Vic Ram. I think clean energy, I'm going to do a video on different types of clean energy. And Craig, are you here? I don't know if Craig is here or not. Craig, are you here? And if you are, I am going to do a video on thorium as an alternative to uranium. And because of that idea, I don't think uranium makes my top 10 this year. I don't think it makes nuclear energy. I love it. I love it to death. I really do. But I'm going to do some deep diving into this thorium thing. From what I understand, it's safer than uranium. It's still nuclear, but safer. So I have to take a look at that. 97,000 was one of my targets, and if they decide to squeeze 105 will be my last. But other than that, it's short for me. JD, I think that with all of the eyeballs on it, with government playing a hand in putting a hand into it, I think it's going to have a big year. We'll see. Cybersecurity is another good play. So what did I say? I said AI, I said quantum, I said Bitcoin. I think those are going to be the main industries that are going to have a run this year. Now, are there going to be a lot of other industries that are run? You know, you said transportation. Transportation is cyclical. When it runs, it runs. When it doesn't, it doesn't. Shipping, if you're going to look at transportation, I think transportation shipping is going to be a powerful play. I'm not sure that the airlines continue going into the new year. I'm not sure. Cannabis stocks will hit big late in 2025. Global, I think cannabis does not move unless there's news of us decriminalizing it a lot on a federal level. That's what the problem is. I don't think cannabis moves unless we decriminalize it on a federal level. Silver and gold. You know, the dollar is strong. I just did a de-dollarization video looking at the BRICS. I think crypto is going to kill BRICS. I think crypto is going to kill BRICS. Why? Because then why do you need to go through and make your own currency when you can go and use crypto? So I think personally, I think that crypto is going to kill BRICS, and crypto is going to get a big push, JD, not only from us, but from on a global basis. But on a global basis. So we'll see. All right. Now keep in mind, it's tough. It is tough to prognosticate for an upcoming year. All right. Phyllis says UEC way up today. And again, if I will put it out there, Phyllis, if I'm going to play uranium, I'm probably going to play the whole space instead of individual stocks. I won't make nearly as much money. But I think that if you're really bullish on uranium, I would say think about playing URA. Glenn, didn't see your 2025 stock video. Because it hasn't been made yet. It's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow. Cannabis stocks will go nowhere until we get regulation, just like Bitcoin. Whether it's regulation or decriminalization on the federal level. Now, if we get decriminalization on the federal level, then we can start looking at regulation. All right, that's how it's going to start. And a lot of states have legalized it. But you know, the federal government can still come in and shut down a dispensary. They really, really wanted to, because federally, marijuana is still illegal. So DXY is already doing that. I'm telling you. BRICS big, 60% of the world population and 50% if it GDP growth. BRICS, I don't think BRICS is as big as everybody thinks. When I did my story on de-dollarization and BRICS, in my main thing about that is that the BRICS countries are more unstable. How are you going to put out a foreign currency for people to believe in and trust when you have countries that are not stable or that don't promote free market? Just think about that. All right, so I'm not I want people to understand that BRICS is there. BRICS could be a problem, but I think with the onset of crypto, BRICS, just like Akshaya says, BRICS is not going to work. I don't think it goes anywhere. All right, so China, India, unstable. China. So you heard what the other side of that comment was? You know, free market. India's got a free market, but China doesn't. Russia doesn't. All right, and India, South Africa. What about Brazil? All right, so I still am of the mindset. If you look at the big makeup of the BRICS countries, and there's a lot of other countries trying to get on board, a lot of them are unstable. All right, so that's the way I look at it. How come Glenn does not use options to play these stocks? You get more. All right, who says I don't use options? I don't talk about it here because in order for me to do it, I'd have to talk about a very expensive tool that we have, which I love, called Options Pro. I think it would turn a lot of people off in regards to options, but for the majority of you, I play more options than I do stocks. All right, because my money is leveraged. Oh, I understand though. I turned $1,000 portfolio into over 81,000 in 4 years playing options. Oh no no no! Don't get it twisted. I play options. Believe you me, believe you me. I play options. I just don't talk about it a lot. Right? I just don't talk about it a lot. SMR I do like on the nuclear space, but keep in mind I think a lot of what's holding back nuclear is the time that it takes to build nuclear power plants. I do like the smaller units, and I'm seeing that more and more countries are committing to nuclear power when it comes down to energy. You need this stuff when it comes down to running all of the AI related stuff. BRICS will be using their own Bitcoin. I don't think they need to use their, and you know something, if they use their own Bitcoin, how stable is that going to be when you already have Bitcoin in play? Just think about that. Yeah, that's what I hear. You can get much more opportunities with options. Thank you, Glenn. Yes, you are welcome. Uncle Glenn, please talk about Tilray, IBIT, IOQ when you get a chance. I got to write those down because you just gave me a super chat. Tilray, I'm not going to be a big fan of. Tilray, IBIT is going to probably be one of my top 10 stocks, and IONQ. I wrote those down, even though I'm not supposed to yet, but because you did give me a super chat. SMR presently sell rated by VV. Again, I thought that uranium was going to take off bigger this year than it did, but it didn't. I think a lot of it is the time. All right, let's go look at some news. Man, a lot of great conversation already. Let's go take a look at some news. See what's going on. Unemployment claims fall to 211,000, the lowest level since March. I think the outgoing administration wants to put as much of a positive spin on the economy as they possibly can. It is what it is. I just shorted the dollar. Looks like at a high. That's fine. That is fine. I think that people are buying, and with the high dollar, people are buying our stuff at a premium. And I don't know how much longer they're going to want to do that. I think the dollar does need to fall somewhat. It does. How coincidental that the market falls when people get employed. It is. BRICS is improvising to fill. I'm not a big fan of BRICS. Again, I did the story. Nonetheless, here's a big story. Again, Hindenburg short on used car retailer Carvana. Something to do with their books. Again, something to do. And, I just hate the way that Hindenburg works. They already go short into the stock before they put the story out so that they can make a ton of money. So that they can make a ton of money. I think that is just manipulation. If you agree with that type of one, if you don't agree with that type of two, I think that it's manipulation. What's up, Deborah Ann? I think that it's manipulation. I hate the way that they do what they do. That is just so wrong. Now, the data they put out could be great data, could be, they snitching on everybody. You heard what they said about snitches. Snitches get stitches, right? They get stitches. But Hindenburg, I'm not promoting nothing bad. Oh, man, I got to step back. I ain't trying to promote nothing bad against Hindenburg. I just don't like the way they do business. They're going to already short the stock before they go put it out, and then everybody gets out and they make a ton of money. While the company was navigating bankruptcy risks in 2022 and 2023, its stock spiked 284% last year, leading to investors believing Carvana's worst days are behind it. The report added that Carvana is exorbitantly valued, trading at 8.5% higher sales multiples. I also put CarMax and AutoNation in there. Yes, it's manipulation, but so is the opposite. I guess you got to look at it both ways. All right. it's true. They are shorting. That's what the story says. The difference between legal and moral in this country. Ooh, well said, you 12. All right, so that was very interesting. Another hit piece on another company, but I'm going to show you something when it comes down to that. The reason why I have these two stories in there, because when I did my video, I had a couple of comments that said, Glenn, you're calling quantum computing theoretical. And you're right. I'm still going to call it theoretical. The current state of quantum computing, right? This was back last year. Quantum computing is matured from being a relatively narrow niche discipline to a tool with potential to play a prominent role in developing applications to solve complex problems. The basic concepts, blah, 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 qubits, gate. Where's the hardware? Where is what I wanted to talk about? Here we go. To fully introduce quantum computing on a large scale, engineers need to learn how to design systems for commercial consumption. Now, I know this was back in 2023. This requires educational shifts at the high school, university, as well as current engineers being willing to pivot to designing quantum computing solutions. All right, another story. Quantum computers are here. But why do we need them, and what will they be used for? So in this story, technology compares pouring billions, blah, 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 blah. So what will the future of quantum computers be used for? Building a computer that harnesses unusual properties of quantum mechanics is an idea that has been in contention since 1980s. But in the last couple of decades, scientists have made significant strides in building large-scale devices. Now a host of tech giants from Google, IBM, as well as well-founded startups have invested significant sums into the technology, and they have created several individual machines and quantum processing units. In theory, quantum computers could solve problems that are beyond even the most powerful classic computer. However, there is a broad consensus that such devices will need to become much larger and more reliable before that can happen. Once they do, however, there's a hope the technology will crack a host of currently unsolvable challenges in chemistry, physics, material science, and even machine learning. Okay, so I am of the mindset we are making strides. Amen to that. Okay, we are making strides, but a lot of it is still theoretical. A lot of it is still, well, this machine could do this. What's another problem when it comes down to quantum computing, just like it's happening with AI or with GPUs? The heat of the chips. That's why another stock that's in my list this week will be VRT. They're into cooling. They're moving from air cooling to liquid cooling. That's going to be one of my top 10 stocks. If I keep talking, I'll probably give you all 10 of my stocks. But nope, you're going to have to wait and watch the video. Waiting until it can crack Bitcoins. You know, I think that there's some safeguards. I think that there are some safeguards in regards to quantum computing and mining Bitcoin. So we'll see. They can short carve. All right. Tesla deliveries missed expectations. Stocks drop. Tesla deliveries fall for the first time as competition hurts demand. Company that does stand out to me as competition is Rivian. They got money from the government. Rivian stands, you know, I look at the Neos and the Lucids and all of that kind of the Xpengs. I think Rivian might pose Tesla some competition. Evidently, competition is already hurting them. I don't know who the main player, I don't know if the article told me who the main player was as far as competition. But there it is, Trump bet. Tesla shares are coming off a strong 2024. I think that that's what pushes Tesla higher. That relationship between Elon Musk and President Trump. Quantum required for advanced AI. And Marcus, you're right. I think as AI gets better, quantum's going to play a role. Quantum's gonna play a role. Now you put in BYD, you know that's a Chinese company. Primarily, what I'm looking at here, and BYD is probably the biggest competition offshore, but Rivian might be a big competition stateside. All right, stateside. But Boyd is by far China's Tesla. All right, that's what you look at. Boyd is China's Tesla. So we'll see how the deliveries fare for Tesla going forward. I think I did get out of my TSLL. As a matter of fact, I will show you what stocks I currently hold. What about SMCI direct cooling solutions they have already? I did not know. I'll look into that. But I know VRT hit my radar for the cooling solutions. But if SMCI can pose the opportunity to solve that as well, then I think SMCI will be a big mover this year as well. What are your top picks for 2025? Well, that's going to be tomorrow's video. And Bill, I don't disagree with that. Elon might get thrown under the bus in time. We'll see. Is Xroth in your top 10 list? Jazz and Mark can go sit in a corner together. Side between Disney and Xroth. Big story here. Constellation. Here's a uranium story. Constellation gets $1 billion in contracts to supply who? The U.S. government nuclear power. You know something? Whether it's UEC, CCJ, from a uranium perspective, CEG, you guys need to watch. They're picking up the money. They're going to the U.S. government nuclear power. I would keep that in my radar. Elon, I read that one already. Tesla, where's resistance? Marcus, hold off on that. I'll look at your stocks when I ask for them, all right? I will look at them. How about this? This is what bothers me when it comes down to crypto. Yes, I just called it crypto. I'm not fully calling it crypto. I think it's going to have upside. But former crypto executive Do Kwon doing U.S. court for what? Criminal fraud charges. You know, that's the problem. Just like FTX, this is the problem when it comes down to crypto. There's probably a lot of people who are out there doing illegal stuff when it comes down to crypto. Till they get caught. It's all good till you lose an eye. It's all good till you get caught. I was watching Trust No One last night on Netflix, and I think that's exactly what you should do. Trust no one. You got to trust somebody, though. Bitcoin being this high should be very scary. I don't think so, JD. I don't think so. I think that, again, there's some prominence behind it. We'll see. Crypto is in Glenn's top poopy stock sector. I'm just saying. He's behind two digital currencies that lost an estimated $40 billion in 2022. Was set to appear in court on Thursday to face criminal charges. $40 billion. You know, you remember? I just wanted to get a feel here. You remember when $1 million was the bee's knees? It's like, wow. When I look at the money that's being made and being traded, $40 billion may not be that big of a number. Now, granted, that's still a lot of money behind two digital currencies. But you remember when the time when, man, if I only had $1 million, I'd just retire. You remember those days? It's type of one if you remember those days. That's people back in my time, whether it's Generation X or boomers. You know, you said if I ever had $1 million, I'd be set for life forever. $1 million, millionaires are being made daily in the stock market. You know, JD says $1 million is only 200,000 $5 bills. 1 million is no longer, you know, it's not, you know, and you almost get to the point of when you get to retirement, if you don't have $1 million, you ain't doing it. If I had $1 million, I like that song. Or what's the other one? I wish I was a billionaire, so freaking bad. Remember that song too? 1 million ain't squat nowadays. You're right. You know, yeah, a house cost $1 million. I hear you. All right. But this is stories when it comes down to crypto that I don't like. And there's going to be more stories. So JD is like, you know, I don't think crypto's going anywhere. I think, personally, Glenn thinks that it is going somewhere. But it's stories like this that will hold crypto down. Now, talking about holding crypto down, you know, we don't track crypto itself. So I went out to CoinMarketCap just to take a look. Bitcoin is up. Ethereum, XRP was the other one that I like. Solana. I do own some Dogecoin. But a lot of this other stuff that's here, man, is just stuff that I wouldn't even think about. Some of it. All right. So I think that going into next year, when it comes down to crypto, I'm going to use this page a little bit more often to keep my eyes. And then, you know what else I do like about it? If I click on Bitcoin, I'm going to see a graph of it. This is actual Bitcoin. All right. This is actual Bitcoin being tracked. So I do like it. But you know what else I like? I can look at the news and see what's going on. So I think that a couple of people in the video, as far as comments, say you guys want to see a crypto video. I think I'm going to make a crypto video. Right now it's trading at 97,149. And JD thinks it's not going any higher than 105. It already went higher than that. It went up to 107 before it pulled back. But the problem with crypto, whether it's Bitcoin or just crypto in general, it's just so volatile. John says, can't retire on $1 million. Wow. That's a tough thing to say. All right. That's a tough thing to say. I don't know if I disagree with that or not. How many of you think that you cannot retire on $1 million? Type of 1. How many of you think that you can retire on $1 million? Type of 2. You know, think about it. $1 million, maybe not just $1 million. For me, it would have to be, if that's all that I had, I'd be investing in it. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Nice. Michael says, depends on your age. If you live within your means, you can retire off. And Elijah, I agree with that. I think that you can retire on $1 million. But no matter, and Kiwi Meow says, depending on where you live. 1, because I have no debt. I hear you. All right. That's a great conversation question right there. You know, $1 million is still $1 million, but it's not as big as we thought way back when. You can retire on it, but be frugal. And the problem is with that, Dave, do you want to be frugal when you retire? You know, when you retire, you want to do a lot of the things you did that you couldn't do when you were working. It takes $1 million to raise a child. Ooh, I don't know if it takes that much. 1, unless you have pension, AMD, or Social Security. I'm assuming that when the time comes, I'll take Social Security. But my biggest thing is I've learned a skill that'll take me until the last day I take my last breath. As long as I can invest in the market, whether it's $1 million, $500,000, $500,000, or $200,000, I'm going to be just fine. All right, that's the way I look at it. I'm going to be just fine. All right, so I'm 37 years old. I've been spending my life trying to make $1 million, but it's already spent. It's already been spent. You know, I think we have over our lifetime already spent about $1 million. All right. So anyway, I think I am going to do a video in the near future on crypto, but I'm going to be using this website a little bit more than I have in 2024 because it's going to be a better way for me to actually track crypto. Here's another one. Apple is giving discounts on iPhones in China to compete with Huawei. Does that help or hurt Apple? Does that hurt or help Apple? Tesla did it. They were trying to compete with China on the car level. Do we compete with Huawei, with Apple, and take a hit on profit? You know, David says with $1 million, Glenn could return 20% or $200,000 should be. Again, I don't care what I retire with. I'm going to be fine. But I don't care what I retire with, as long as I can, you know, and think about that. Even with $1 million, 20% a year, which I could easily do in my mind, I could live off of the profit. I could live off the profit and never touch the principal. Think about that. So for all of you who think that you can't, everybody in here trades. Think about that. Even if you have $1 million and if I can make 20% on that every year, I'll never have to touch the principal. Just think about that. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say when it comes down to that. I'm already retired thanks to Glenn and Ryan. Way to go, Jazz. Way to go, Jazz. All right, last story. Jeffrey gives this. How many of you have ever been to Top Golf, Type of 1? How many of you have ever been to Top Golf, played the Type of 1? I've been to Top Golf. I love playing at Top Golf. It's competitive, the whole 9 yards. Financial advisors say count on 4% or so. Reginald, I do that now. I blow that number out the water. Not 10 times, 5 times already. Reginald, all right. I already do that. All right, so I think the financial advisors are being very frugal in what you can do. I use VectorVest, and I will use VectorVest until my last breath. And because of that, 4% is not even on my radar. If it ain't 15 to 20% a year, I'm doing something wrong. All right, Glenn already looks like a homeless, and he will do good. Lou? That's right. I tilted my head. Lou? I don't look homeless. I look too good to be homeless. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Financial advisors will tell you anything to manage your money. Don't trust them. Yeah, I think that if anybody in here is okay with saying that they're only going to make 4% a year, you ain't doing something right. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody in here is going to make 20% a year or more. But if you're only doing 4% a year, something ain't right. All right? Why you say that he looks like a billionaire? Who said I look like a billionaire? Nobody. He said I look homeless. So 4% is for amateurs. I agree. I'm not. 4% is, I can probably do that in a couple of weeks worth of time. 4% is not even on my radar, folks. All right? It's not even on my radar. So Reginald put that out there. No. Janice says, my husband will wear an old ratty shirt when we go to the store so people think he's poor. I don't do that. But my barber thinks that I got trillions. I'm going to punch him in his face. He's trying to put all my business out there. Yeah, I know money when I see him. Shut up. So I got to shut up. When you're 75 years old and retired, your perspective on risk is totally different. John, you're not wrong. John, you are not wrong. When I say 4% is not on my radar, you're right. Maybe as the older you get, 4% is more in your radar. I think even when I'm that old, that probably still would not be on my radar. Yes, Glenn is the warmest human being, easy to be friends with. Thank you, Kiwi. Last year, JEPQ did 20% overall cap gain dividends, says Reginald. I'm going to do at some point in time, I am going to do a video on great dividend stocks as well. All right. Walking around being flashy will get you robbed. I ain't getting robbed. That's all I got to say about that. All right, let's put that all to sleep right now. All right, let's get back into the software. All right, with that being said, do you think we've reached the base looking at the MTI? The MTI is at 0.66. The buy to sell ratio is at 0.29. Neither indicator is at the level of looking for a bottom yet. Even back here, we got close. We were at 0.68 and 29 before the market bounced. I think this time we need a true market bottom before we bounce. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that that number's got to go lower. You agree with that? Yes or no? Do you agree with? I think that we can't be skirting with the numbers. We got to hit. And close is not what I'm looking for. I need, for a true rebound, I need those indicators to get there. Where was it here? It still wasn't there yet either. I think that we need, by way of the VectorVest software, to get to those real levels. The MTI was just filling up the gas to go lower. We'll see. We'll see. And Kiwi is right, yes, so it may take time. So I think we do have some downside, but a third bounce, a third bounce off this level of support. My 3-year experience in using VectorVest best has told me so. There you go. 0.2 in Lee. 0.2 on the buy to sell ratio and 0.60 on the MTI. Next level of support down here. Let me see if I can get you. That's way down there though. Horizontal line right about here. About 65.71. We got a ways to go. About $4 down. Our portfolios are up today despite a down day. Yes, it is. Yes, did not have a good bottom fishing year last year. It didn't really give us a real good bottom fishing. I hope the market tanks so we can make some real money. Yeah, the market's going to do what the market's going to do, right? The market's going to do what the market's going to do. So, Dave, that's my next level of support. All right, let's get to the viewers. There's the markets. Got a little bit of a mixed market. We're saying VIX is, nope. The VIX is the only thing that's up. People are getting fearful. Look at that. The price of the VIX is getting very close to 20. That's when the market is, where the market is fearful. What do you think about the JEPI, AMS, JEPQ, and S? Give me those stocks when we go to look at your stocks. You guys gave me 100 likes already, so we got at least 10 stocks. Remember, for every 10 likes, we get a stock. For every 10 likes, we get a stock. Any decision if you will have a Thursday show next week? Yeah, we're going to do something because that's the day that I fly into Tampa is going to be Thursday. So we were going to do Trending Thursday, but we're going to do something. Clay, who I work for on this side for YouTube, we're going to do something. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something. We're going to have something live. We're going to have something live. No, it's not going to thank just for the ones have short. What are you talking about, Amir? All right. Let's go look at, the stocks that were in the stories today. All right, let's go take a look at them first. iBit is up today. Jerry, I want to show you something. When it comes down to my cryptos. Noticing using my great new indicator that I'm using here in VectorVest, RS times CI times growth. Notice that they're both, iBit is an ETF. Coin, look at that number. Look at that number when it comes down to coin. Interesting, right, JD? I'm just putting that out there. I want to look at both of those on a graph, though, when it comes time to crypto. We disagree on where crypto is going, right? And that's fine. I love the conversation. Let's go look at a VectorVest layout. Pull back on coin. Broke through a level of support. The market is closed next Thursday for President Carter. Yep. We're still going to do something live, though. We're going to still do something live. Glenn, would you please talk about options? I know the very basics, but not much. Probably not on this channel. Not much. Probably not much. We have an options course in the VectorVest software. Oh, talking about courses. I think that possibly today we could be shutting down the in-person. If you haven't registered, I think we have very limited, like 10 or less seats still available for the in-person. So if you're going to in-person, we may shut that down today. You need to go to www.vectorvest.com/Tampa. Clay, put that in. You may be lucky and still get a seat. But I think we're about to shut down the in-person. With that being said, I think there's going to be a strong push for those of you who are not coming in person to go to the live stream, www.vectorvest.com/stream. And Clay, that one I want you to, nope, that's the one I want you to pin. www.vectorvest.com/stream. Because no matter if we shut down the in-person, anybody and everybody can still register for the stream. There you go. And Clay, pin that. That's the one you want to concentrate on, or if you still want to take a chance for the in-person, you go to the /Tampa. All right, but I think that we're going to shut it down today for the in-person. What does the MTI and buy-to-sell ratio need to be? For looking for a bottom, the buy-to-sell ratio needs to be at 0.20, and the MTI needs to be at 0.60. All right, Andre, you're going to be in there? Way to go. I'm pumped. I'm pumped that I'm going to have to watch, to get to meet you guys. Do they have a bar in Tampa? Yeah, doggone right they do. And man, I've told y'all on more than one occasion, sit me down with a couple of drinks. We can have a conversation that happens in Tampa and stays in Tampa. I'm putting that out there. All right. Roaring Kitty is back. I talked about that last week. He was talking about GME. And it moved. I'm not into meme stocks. I think I'm done with meme stocks for like ever. I think I'm done with meme stocks for like ever. All right, so do you have to be a subscriber to the VectorVest for options courses? You know, Clay, that's a good question. You know, do me a favor, a person. Talk to our product support team. You may get access to our options jump starter course without having to be a subscriber. Give them a call and find out. Do not touch GMA. I wouldn't touch it. AISP is something I am keeping my eyes on. That is a stock that I am keeping my eyes on. I'm going to write that down. Stop putting stocks in the chat. I'm going to start yelling. I'm going to start yelling for y'all that is not listening. Stop putting stocks in there. What did you just do? No, wait. Didn't I just say stop putting stocks in there? Sigh. Y'all just want me to shout on the first trading day of the year. I think that's what y'all want. I'm not drinking for 75 days. That's why I'm not going. I don't think I could face this group sober. Now that's funny. That there is funny. I'm going to have to put that up there. Now that there is funny. Yes, Harvey, we are live. We are live. This is live, not Memorex. I put that up there. Thank you for that, Clay. Thank you for that, Clay. That is hilarious, Mark. I got to see Mark last year. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, Tampa, last year. I think it's going to be even more funner this year. All right. Coin and IBIT. I do like the bounce on IBIT. IBIT is probably going to make my list as one of my top 10 stocks for 2025. All right. U12 says, I don't drink, hence I can't go. You can go even if you don't drink. My buddy is getting laid off at his tech company and going full-time on stocks. I told him to get VectorVest stock picker itself. It's worth it. Thank you for that, Ultra Magnus. Thank you for that. You have a very smart husband. What did Janice say? Is that the old, way back up there? She didn't say something new, did she? No, she didn't. All right. What else do I want to do? So those are the stocks that are in my list. I'm sorting them by that indicator, RS times CI times growth. Look, that Apple is still up there. Here are my ones that are a little bit more speculative. Tesla. Does Tesla make my top 10 list? Ooh, we got the watch to see. Top Golf, I do like this play. It's undervalued. A lot of people play at Top Golf. Let's view the stock graph. A lot of people play at Top Golf. This was just news driven today. A lot of profit taking. I don't know if I would keep this on my radar. If they spin off and this becomes its own, this could be a big play. I think that a lot of people play Top Golf. I love Top Golf. All right. U12 says, I'm emotionalist. Hence, I can't join. Bye. All right. Would you buy TSLQ for the short term? Yep. TSLQ. I like the bounce. All right. If you're going to look at playing the bearish side of Tesla, let me help you out. Actually, I'm going to do it a different way. Let's go to graph layout, star search. Look at that. It's almost in the fast lane. I like the pinch. I like the pinch. Who just asked me about that? Kiwi. I like the pinch. Once it gets into the fast lane, I take it. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? Yes or no? When it comes down to playing the bearish side of Tesla. Does that make sense? This is a graph layout that everybody's got access to in the VectorVest software. But does that make sense? And I think something like Star Search will help you to get into stocks at the right time. Would definitely help you to get into stock. As a matter of fact, I have the special presentation tomorrow as well for all you VectorVest subscribers called the near perfect entries and exits for stocks. Ooh, another graph layout we'll look at. What do you mean by pinch? When the Bollinger Bands come together and pinch, they usually break one way or the other. Most times, many times, they break to the upside. I watch the pinches to see which way the stock is going to break to help me to understand which way I want to go. Does that make sense to any person? The pinch in the Bollinger Bands. Let's go put this on a 1 year graph. See the pinch? It broke to the downside. See the pinch? Broke to the upside. So when I see the pinch, I look for the break one way or the other. All right, when I see the pinch, that's not really a pinch. That's not really a pinch either. See the pinch, I look, and I'm getting a pinch again right now. Is Star Search built into VectorVest? Yes, it is, Roger. It is right here. When you go to graph layout, Star Search is one of the pinches. All right. So that was a great question, Kiwi. Would I think about Tesla to the downside? And now, as long as it gets in the fast lane, it's like a squeeze. Absolutely. It is exactly that. It is a squeeze. I don't think I gave you any fish today. Maybe I did. Safe, undervalued, rising. I did give you, it was only 2 stocks I could find. There was only 2 stocks I could find from the search, Coke and WTM. I will continue to be looking for stocks that meet the criteria of safe, undervalued stocks rising. I don't think I gave you any more fish here today, any more portfolios. I'm not going to look at any more portfolios right now. On my radar, I got nothing there. Contras, somebody talked about Contras. On a day like today, Contras are probably moving. More Contras going up than going down. That makes sense. Oh, look at that, Kiwi. Look at TSLQ, 13% today. We just talked about that, didn't we? We just talked about. You are okay for a Marine. Ooh, Roger, you're okay for airborne. You know, that's probably one of the better Army services that I do like, airborne. You know, because you jump out of airplanes, which I think is kind of cool. Haha, great minds think alike, says Kiwi. You brought it up. And again, even though it's up today, I definitely look at the RT. It's not above 1. If I'm going to look at Contras, I'm going to look to see which Contras have RTs above 1. That's the ones that I'm going to look at. The RTs that have RTs above 1. Extra pay, too. You get extra pay for jumping out of an airplane. But what is outside of, let's talk about this. Outside of the SEALs, what's the next best special unit? There's only one that I got in my mind. Outside of the SEALs, what is the next greatest special unit? I want to see what y'all got to say. Nope, it ain't Delta. Nope, it ain't Delta. Why? Nope, it ain't Delta. Why are y'all typing Delta? It ain't Delta. Sigh. As a Marine, you know what my answer is. Does the Air Force even know how to shoot a gun? Janice, I'm with you on that, but that's not the question. Nope. Force Recon. Marine Corps Force Recon. Y'all putting up all the stuff. That's propaganda. Are you in the UK, U12? Are you in the UK? It's all the Space Force. Do they even know where they are? I can't say. That's so wrong of me to say that. That's so wrong of me to say that. I'm taking that back. All right. With that being said, let's go take a look at your stocks. Oh my gosh. Hoorah, Marine Corps. That's right, Emily. Force Recon. The best snipers in the world. in the world. QTUM, QTUM, comma. How did you know I was ready to look at your stocks? EQT, y'all just waiting. CRMT, comma. How many likes do we get? 100. We got 14 stocks today. That's cool. All right. Me, put the ones I put. AILE, comma, WIMI. Psy. What is that stock with the A? Somebody's got to type in the room. WIMI, EYEN, Tilray. I don't know why you want to look at weed stocks. IBIT, comma, IONQ, comma, AISP. What's that other stock with the AI? When somebody type in the room. RGTI. I got to go. You are in the UK. SAS, I hear you. And I'm not putting that in, Mark. Nobody wants to put in the stock that I was. Oh, I will put in those. JEPQ, comma, JEPI, comma, SPYI, comma, COHR, comma, I don't know what was it. Nobody's putting it in. Sigh. QNCCF. I don't want to look at it. I got my butt kicked on it today. Comma LNG. Comma SMH. That really is a stock, man. I'll give you Carlos Hancock, the best sniper ever. Ever. Okay. Nobody's giving me that AILE company. I thought you skipped me. I probably did. I skipped a lot of people today. Just running through to SPY. I see that about the SPY. What else did you put in there? JD, what other stock did you put in there? I'm looking back in the chat. Yeah. SMH. SMH is in there. Sorry. Why do y'all jump up and say, well, you missed me? And then you go, oh, I'm sorry. Pay attention. Yeah. All right. I already, look, you see it sitting there, right? You do see it sitting there. LNG is in there already. How many stocks is that, first off? I should give you 14 stocks. How many stocks did I give you? 16. How much time I got? I'm with Clay. All right, I got a little bit of leeway. Clay, you okay with that? Okay. RGTI, comma GPUS, comma U, comma Oklo. That should be 20. I got you 20 stocks. Yeah, I got you 20 stocks. You skipped RG. No, I didn't. Do you not see it's in there? OMG. I wish you, every time you say I skipped the stock and it's up there, you owe me like something. I don't know what it is, but you owe me like something. I'll put in MELI. You said please. You did say please. Pearson, I'll put in GGOL. Oh, yeah, GOOGL. No more stocks. Oh, yeah. BBAI, skipped it twice. BBAI. All right, no more stocks. Yeah, you owe me some beers. All right, there we go. Good. Now we got 23 stocks. All right, now people are starting to fall off as I'm watching the concurrent viewers, so I'm going to go through these quick. Wait. No. RR is a good stock, though. I do like it. I also like RVSN. I do like RVSN as well. All right, so we're going to be here till 4 o'clock. I know, Mr. Matt. No, we're not. All right, first thing, let's sort this by my RS times CI times growth. Which ones do I need to pay attention to? INOQ. Ooh, let's go look at these first. All right. Wow, look at these. Quantum. Oh, is Oklo Quantum? I'm going to get rich in 2025 after tomorrow, my birthday. Happy birthday to you, Deborah. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. I'm going to start shouting out people's birthdays this year, too. I am going to go Dogs. Nope. Oh, didn't they get beat by Michigan? Didn't they get beat by Michigan? I thought they did. I'm just saying. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? They got beat. They got beat by Michigan. I'm just putting that out there. I love that. I love that meme on Facebook. Can I pet that dog? It's a uranium stock. Can I pet that dog? All right. Let's go look at these stocks first. View the stock graph. Interesting that my indicator doesn't look good, but I don't want to bring up that. And I want to go back to VectorVest layout. Wow, look at that. Look at that pullback. I'm going to give you a level of support on this right here. Last swing high. Look at where the wick stopped. Right at that level of support of 38.16. Interesting. INOQ, I think it's going to be big things. What's the weather like in your head where you live? In my head where I live, it's windy. It's go Notre Dame. You know, I'm supposed to pull for Ohio State, but I'm not. I'm just not. Just like I'm supposed to pull for Carolina if Duke is not in it, I'm not. You know, my wife and I went out to dinner last night to eat and watch the game and have, be out. She had on her Ohio State sweatshirt and I had on my Michigan sweatshirt. Everybody comes past the table where we're sitting and going, oh my gosh, you guys haven't killed each other. Which was kind of funny. She's got on her Ohio, and they won yesterday. I don't know what happened to Oregon. Oregon looked like they didn't come to play at all. Rooting for OSU is like rooting for the Russians. Oh my gosh, that dog will bite you. All right, so I'm looking at, even though the indicator doesn't look positive, I do see a little bit of rebound here. These are more speculative plays, according to Wimmy. Wow. I like it, but holy smokes, it's fading the gap. And gaps like to be filled. I think it's going to have a support sitting right here at about $1.45. We'll see if it gets down that low. Next one. Wow. I love this play. Even when I did my original video on quantum, RGTI came to my attention outside of QBT, QUBTS, all of those. And this stock is killing it. This stock is killing it. What else? QNCCF, I told you I got my butt kicked in this today. But, it makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days going up. It's got to come down. And I was stupid enough to go run with it. And I did, and I paid the price. And I knew better. I knew better, and I knew better. But I did it. Too many bowls to make sense of it. Any chance to dumb it down for me as to who plays for what? I don't know, Matt. I think there's going to be, coming into next week, there's going to be 4 teams left. Penn State is playing somebody. Texas is playing Ohio State. And it'll be 4 teams. We both went down on the ship with that one. You talk about QNCCF? Yeah, that kind of sucked. In the next stock, EQT, utility gas, pull back, found a level of support. I'd look to see if it can take out the high before I jump on board. Again, these are my more speculative plays according to that indicator. A lot of selling pressure with Oklo. A lot of selling pressure. It's not at a level of support, but a lot of selling pressure. And LNG, I like to play. Coming off a level, nice little U bottom. I'd like to see it take out that level, but would I buy it now? I could, knowing that I'd have headwinds at 227. All right, so those were the stocks that were at the bottom of the list. Let's go take a look at the stocks at the top of the list. View the stock graph. My past husband was a SEAL. I got nothing. Listen, I got nothing to say about them. I got nothing. Now, am I afraid of them? No. But do I want to be in a fight with them? No. All right, that's the way I look at it. Interesting on SPY. Beautiful level of a 3-month level of $90.59 of support. I know that JD was saying something about it. That's a beautiful level of support. It looks like historically over the last 3 months, it bounces and goes up, bounces and goes up. But only one high out of all of the bounces, only one high was hit. So if I'm more of a technical player, would I buy into it now on a green day? Yes. But I like the bounce. I do like the bounce. He can't be a SEAL if he was in the Air Force, Deborah Ann. He's not. No. If he was in the Air Force, he wasn't a SEAL. Unless he was a SEAL on a plane, he wasn't a SEAL. Wait a minute. I'm in Ohio, and I love Ohio State. We won yesterday. Yeah, and that's all I got to say about that. We beat you, though. Michigan beat you. A non-ranked Michigan team beat Ohio State. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say, John Good. All right. Next one. ASIP. Again, the indicator. Let me put that indicator on here. Add a parameter. My custom fields. Is it rising or falling? It's rising. Nice pullback. A little. That's a piercing pattern. I think it's a dark cloud cover with follow through. I'm gonna say be patient with this one. Horizontal line right about here. I got a nice level of support. I'd be patient with this. Tilray. No. Tilray's in a little bit of a channel within a channel. That's what Tilray is doing. And again, not until they have some declassification of marijuana on a federal level, I don't think Tilray moves. All right? Yeah, but who played the Rose Bowl? Not Michigan. Yeah, that's true. And I'm okay we didn't play the Rose Bowl because we beat Ohio State. Yep. That's all I got to say about that. Yep. BBAI. Ooh, the indicator's falling. That RS times CI times GRT is falling. I don't know how much patience I would have with this. We'll move that level up. I don't know how much patience I would have with that, knowing that the RS times CI times GRT is falling. When I was looking at the other one, remember, stock's falling, but the rise of the indicator. That one I'd have patience with. The BBAI, I'm not going to have not nearly as much patience with. So I'm just putting that out there. That's just GPUS is going down. The indicator is bad. It's positive, but it's bad. The stock is going down. I'm not feeling this. Where do I have a level of support? Like here. But the stock is just trending down. I'm not feeling that stock. And it's not in an uptrend. Next stock, EYEN. I've done videos. I've talked about this in live streams. RT is way low. The stock is going nowhere fast. My indicator's going up, though. I'm thinking that it's up, but it's really nominal. It's going up, but I need that to move. I need RT to go above 1. You know what I'm going to put out there? You know what I think? It is not one of my top 10 stocks. You know what stock I think is going to be the comeback stock of the year? Type what you think is going to be the comeback stock of the year. There's one stock that I think is going to be the comeback stock of the year. iBit bouncing off support. No indicator because it's an ETF. No indicator, but I do like that level of support and it's bouncing back up. The comeback stock of the year. Nope. There you go, Abdullah. That's what I think is going to be the comeback stock of the year. Palantir is not a comeback stock. Palantir is already killing it. AMD is what I think is going to be the comeback stock of the year. How do you add the parameter you recently created on the searching area? You would have to go, you got to create it first. Let me clear that. Go up to Tools. Go up to Custom Field Builder. And this is where you would create it. Fields, capital appreciation, go to RS, times, fields, capital appreciation, times CI, times, fields, capital appreciation, GRT. Is GRT already? Oh, there it is, GRT. Once you've created it, you need to validate it. It's valid, and then you would need to save the changes. And now you can watch it on a watch list or, like I'm doing right now, on a graph. For anybody who missed that's the wrong thing I did. If anybody missed what I just did, once the video is out, once the video is already recorded and out, you can go back and walk you through it. Please explain why Carvana was at the top of your RSI and stock earlier. Why was it? When was that? Oh, it could have been. CVMA. It could have been. But what's hurting it right now? It's up there. It could have. Wow. You know what's hurting it, right? The hit story, the Hindenburg hit story. All right. Oh, Kia QNCCF is coming back up. I'm still in it. I'm still in it. All right. Where am I? Let's finish looking at these stocks so we can go. Oh, the Jeppy stock. Let's put this on a year. It did good throughout the year, just not a bad time now. It did good throughout the year. A little volatile, but just not right now. JEPQ looks I think they're all of the yield or all of those are getting hurt right now. Oof. And what was the other one? Quantum. You know something? This is what I'm going to play. It's not one of my top 10 stocks. I got another stock in the quantum space in my top 10. But for everybody out there, I think that this is probably the safest play to play quantum without having to work to get in and out of the stocks that are moving. It plays the whole space. Now, again, it's not going to make as much money as the individual stocks, but if you want to play quantum on a safer level, this is the way I would do it. Good show today, Glenn. Even though I'm on your poop list, I have a date with dumbbells. Go get that. Go get that pump. Go get that pump. AMD is on my money makers list. Yeah, I think that that's going to be the comeback stock of the year. SMH moving sideways. The graph shows me it's moving sideways, and that's it. All right. So we got, how many? We got 150 likes, which would have been 15 stocks. We looked at 23 stocks. Hey, Glenn, great vid on quantum. Do you have a video on how to find those early? Ooh, the interesting thing about that, put me on my last page, Clay. The interesting thing about that, if you're going to try to find an industry that's on the breakout, you got to do a search on industries on the breakout. That may be something I do. Clay, put that in our chat. I love getting these ideas from you. New industries on the breakout. New industries on the breakout. Actually, I'll type it in. How about new industry breakouts? That might be a good video. That may be a great video, Magic Trades, and I'll see if I can do a video on that. Man, that I like that idea. Let's go see if it works. All right, let's go see if it works. All right, folks, thank you for joining me today for the first Trending Thursday of 2025. I'm looking for this to be a good year. If you're brand new to the channel and you want to have a good year with us, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. All right, for all of you who appreciate everything that we have been doing between Ryan and I throughout the year, make sure you hit the like button today. We put a lot of work into our content. And we're growing tremendously over the last month just because of the quantum stocks. All right, just because of the quantum stocks. No worries, Glenn. I joined very late, but love your content. Thank you for that. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for supporting us for a very good 2024. I hope that we do even better for you and you help us to do better on our channel for 2025. All right. So, and for all of those people who don't chat, that's okay. You know me, I want to hear from all of you. I think all of you have a voice. If you're looking at a stock, as long as I can put it up, or if you got something to say about something I said, say it. There's no right or wrong. I talk to you guys because it's all about conversation. I don't want to be a YouTuber that just blah, 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 blah. I love your input. I want your input. All right. Mark says, I'm trying to come out of my shell. Yeah. You are the most extroverted introvert, Mark, between you and Jazz. All right. And JD, you know I love you on Twitter, bro. If it means more singing, I'm in for talking more. That's what you want, more singing, and you got to ask for it. A big thank you, Glenn, for everything in the past and the future. Could you talk about Google? Yes. Can you talk about Google? Google is one of my top 10 stocks for 2025. It's one of my top, and I'll talk about it in tomorrow's video. I will definitely, especially because of the AI and quantum. So Google is one of my top plays going into 2025. All right, let me go. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha for all my peeps in Hawaii. I'm still praying for all of the people around the world. A lot of disastrous stuff happened over the weekend. I pray for our nation, and I need you guys to pray for each other and help each other out, because if we do that, we'll be a better society of people. You know, I saw something when we were away over the weekend, and says the world is full of good people. If you can't find one, be one. Let that marinate for a second. Adabo, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until next time, folks. See ya.